in a culture of being right all the time, how do we bring about a willingness to be more wrong? I think it's a really important question, is the focus of a lot of the time that I spend, a lot of the work that I do. Partly it's getting more comfortable thinking about our own thinking, questioning not just what we believe, but why we believe it, where did it come from, but more importantly, it's surrounding ourselves with people who see the world differently. So when you are surrounded entirely by people who agree with you, that does not make you smarter. It makes you feel smarter, but it doesn't actually help you understand the world any more than you did walking into the room. And so the idea is find people who you like and respect, but who have very different answers, and use those answers to help you learn something. Metacognition is really just thinking about our own thinking. So how do we bring that into a daily practice? How do we get better at it? Well, partly it's seeking to understand the data that we pay attention to and the reasoning that brings us to our conclusions. Typically, we're very aware of our conclusions, not so aware of how we got there. So slowing down, even attempting to write down some of the things that we believe and ask, why do I believe that? Where did it come from? And then engaging in what's called reflective practice, right? Thought experiments, trying a new way of engaging, trying to think about your thinking more deeply, getting some feedback on how that went, and then trying again. Confirmation bias is sort of the most famous of our cognitive biases, but there's a huge field, and a very important field of study that has taught us all the systematic ways in which our thinking is flawed. Let's just say that. Systematically flawed. How do we acknowledge that we have these biases but not be beholden to them? I think that's the real hard part. There are lots of folks who will come to your office and do workshops and tell you all about your bias. And actually there's some good evidence that says that has a backlash effect, that people actually entrench in their bias because they don't want to believe that they are. And so I think it's more of a personal practice. I think that individuals have to reflect on what matters to them, the things they care about. That's not a bad thing, but it does make you look at the world a certain way. Understanding what that lens is, and then just being aware that there are others, is the first step to escaping the clutches, I guess, of your confirmation bias.